Now you see Slayer trying to go after his tag team partner. Slayer with a leverage move off the middle rope, hitting on the back elbow, knocking Mahoney down to the mat. The Balls kicks out after the count of two. Slayer continuing the punishment with the right hands to the side of the head of Balls Mahoney. Fires an Irish whip into the far corner, following him in with a clothesline as Balls Mahoney slumping down into the corner. Come on, referee's biting him right outside the neck. This is ridiculous. This referee's got to take. He's got to be stronger. He's got to be a little more forceful with the rules here. He's letting a lot go in his match. Balls Mahoney falling over, tagging his partner Eddie Caspio. Now Eddie firing off the right hands into the midsection. An Irish whip into the far corner, but Slayer reverses, firing Eddie into the corner, following him in with a back elbow. You see Eddie collapsing to the mat as now Slayer just stomping away on the upper back and the neck of Eddie Caspio. This could spell the end here. Now firing Eddie into the corner, into his own corner, now tagging in the Orphan. This is definitely trouble here. This could spell the end for this team here. The Orphan with a diamond cutter driving his head into the mat. This could be it right here, but the Orphan's taking his time here going for the pin. Look at, he's setting him up for something. Big splash in the corner. That could be it right there. Doesn't hook the leg though. Eddie just getting that shoulder off the mat. Just barely kicking out. But he's pretty much lifeless here. I don't think he has anything left. If he could somehow muster some kind of energy, get some kind of offensive maneuver there to buy himself enough time to get to his corner and tag in his partner. Now look at it. Mahoney trying to clap and getting the fans into it, trying to get them behind Eddie. As Eddie's firing off the right hands into the midsection. Irish whip into the ropes. But the Orphan with a knee to the midsection. Again, just driving Caspio down to the mat with the right hands. Now he's hooking him up. Looks like he's setting him up for a suplex here. Hooks him up. Beautiful vertical suplex. Driving the lower back into the mat. Caspio is in serious danger here. And look at that. Orphan's starting a little trouble there. Trying to entice Balls Mahoney to get into the ring. And while he's doing that, now the referee's got to concern himself with getting Mahoney out of the ring. And now Slayer and the Orphan are having their liberties with Eddie Caspio. Double clothesline, knocking Eddie down to the mat. This could be it right here. Slayer going for the pin. Referee turns around, gets a count of two, and Eddie barely gets that right shoulder off the mat. You see that Orphan still talking trash to Mahoney across the ring. You know, it takes an awfully big man to talk a lot of trash when you're on the outside of the ring like that. As now it looks like Slayer's setting him up for something here. Driving the forearm across the throat there. Referee should be a little careful there. It looked like it was right across the throat there. Now Slayer again continuing the punishment on that neck and throat area. And he's choking him out, biting him again. Tried to go for the cover, but he has him on his stomach instead of his back. And now look, Mahoney getting in the ring again to try and save his partner. Now the referee's distracted with it. And look at the Orphan choking Eddie out in the corner. This is ridiculous. Slayer following him with shoulder blocks to the midsection while the Orphan holds Eddie back by his throat, choking him out. Mahoney finally getting on the outside of the ring. The referee sees what's going on. Slayer going for the cover. They only getting a count of two now. Eddie somehow got to find a way to get to the other side of the ring and tag in Mahoney. Slayer hooking the leg, only getting a count of two. You hear Mahoney, urging his young partner to get up, to fight back, to find some way to get to their side of the ring. Eddie with a sunset flip, pulling over Slayer, but Slayer rolling right into the ropes. That pin cover doesn't count. Referee right there breaking it up. Now Slayer, single leg trip, taking Eddie Caspio down to the mat. Looks like now he's holding him by the leg, tagging in the Orphan. You know what they're planning here as Slayer driving the elbow right into the left leg of Eddie Caspio. And you hear it there, Orphan trying to start trouble by singing the entrance music to Balls Mahoney, driving that headbutt. That was low, referee. I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know how to explain this. Like I said earlier, maybe the referee's intimidated, but that's about the fourth or fifth time this match should have been disqualified. This match should be over right now. Eddie's in serious trouble after that leg drop to the back of the neck. Now tagging his partner Slayer. They're looking to finish off Eddie and end this matchup and walk out of here with this victory. Now Eddie trying to fight back, firing off with a right hand to the midsection. And another one. And a third to the midsection there. But Slayer going back to the rake of the eyes, regaining the momentum. He's firing away with forearms and punches to the back of the head. And again, he's biting him. Come on, referee. The referee right there trying to break the hold. Counts to 4, and Slayer does break the hold. As we all know, if you make it to a count of 5, that is disqualification. But with the way this referee kind of officiating, I don't know what would be a disqualification. I know he must be scared. I mean, I'd be scared too. I don't think I'd want to be in a ring with Slayer and the Orphan either. Now both men in the ring, firing Eddie off the ropes. Eddie ducks the clothesline, comes off of the double clothesline, knocking both men down to the mat. He's rolling over and finally tags in Mahoney. Mahoney in the ring, firing up, peppering the Orphan and Slayer with jabs to the jaw. Big right hand, landing another haymaker on Orphan, knocking him down to the mat. Now he's got both men down on the mat. Firing Slayer off the ropes, Irish whip into the ropes. Big time spine buster, driving Slayer into the mat. Orphan breaking the pin cover. The referee's got to get the Orphan out of the match. He's not the legal man. Now we got all 4 men in the ring. As you see the Orphan working over Eddie in the corner. Balls Mahoney taking out Slayer in the far corner. Wait a minute. We got Irish whip as Eddie comes running out of the corner, clotheslining Slayer down to the mat. The Orphan choke slamming Eddie Caspiel. Balls Mahoney trying to clothesline the Orphan. Orphan choke slams Balls Mahoney down to the mat. That could be it, driving the air out of Mahoney, but as you see, the Orphan seems to be dazed and out on his feet, not going for the cover. Mahoney's a little slow, using the assistance of the ropes to get back to a vertical base here. Orphan now boots to the midsection, choking him out in the corner. Irish whip into the far corner. Looks like he's setting him up for the avalanche here, taking a little bit too much time here. There we go. The Orphan misses the avalanche as Balls Mahoney gets out of the way. Looks like he's trying for a German suplex here, and looks like we had a kick to the midsection there. And now we got Mahoney off the ropes. Look at that, Slayer hooking the leg. The Orphan grabbing Balls Mahoney, driving him head into reverse DDT. That could be it right here, folks. And there's a count of 3, and the Orphan and Slayer have stolen their way to another victory here in the ACWA. But that should be no surprise to you fans here that they had to cheat their way to another victory in the ACWA. Fans, we're going to be back right after this short break.
I just entered GMU 13, pursuing now.
This past winter, Alaska wildlife officials issued permits allowing hunters in small aircraft to chase wolves to exhaustion and to kill them.
I got tracks off across Wind Lake. Happy hunting, fellas. Over.
The airborne gunners kill the wolves to reduce competition over animals that humans want to kill, such as moose. And they do it for a thrill.
Look at him run! Just take your position.
Friends of Animals and others have pointed out well-documented errors in official claims which show moose populations as artificially low.
We got one!
Yet 147 wolves were killed last winter alone, and another 500 wolves are targeted this year. Thousands more will be frightened, wounded, and shot in coming winters, unless we can convince Alaska to end this massacre.
And here we are with this rare footage of the American rock star CJ Summers during his international tour, as he's here and coming out to a tremendous warm welcome from the fans there in Ireland, as he's there to take on Joey Cabrera in a non-title match during one leg of his international tour. The fans certainly do love the American rock star here in the country of Ireland, and you can hear them cheering on as he came out to take on his opponent here tonight in Joey Cabrera. This is matchup there. You hear the bell. This matchup's now underway. See, it looks like you see CJ clapping along, getting the fans behind it. The fans are definitely behind Summers in this match, which a lot of fans don't realize. Maybe a lot of people don't realize the fan support is a great tag team partner in itself. Is now Cabrera taking the early advantage with the arm wringer, wrenching down on the left arm of Summers. Now it looks like he's wrenching back on the other arm. CJ taking him over with a hip lock, taking Cabrera down to the mat. Arm drag. And he's firing off of the right hand. Referee, as you see, Joey Cabrera bagging off, trying to get out of the corner, doesn't want to get hit. There's no timeouts in wrestling, though. You can't be doing any of that. You got to stay in the ring and go. As now both men once again locking up, collar and elbow tie up in the center of the ring. Joey Cabrera wrenching down with the side headlock. Referee right there. CJ Summers firing off with short right jabs into the midsection. Cabrera knocking him down with a shoulder tackle. Leapfrog. As now CJ once again taking Joey Cabrera over with the hip lock and an arm drag, taking him once again down to the mat, wrenching down on the arm. Notice the positioning of the knee right under the arm there as he's wrenching down on that arm bar, pulling back, trying to, it seems like maybe his early focus is working over this left arm and shoulder of Joey Cabrera. Come on, referee, he's pulling the hair. The referee should be breaking this right now. He's pulling the hair, pushing CJ back into the corner. There's a knee to the midsection. Now Cabrera's got firm control of his match, firing Irish whip into the far corner. CJ catches him with an elbow coming in. CJ ducks the clothesline, boot to the midsection as he's hooking him up in the corner. Tremendous agility off the top rope with a top rope arm drag, taking Cabrera down to the mat, and another arm drag taking him down to the mat in the center ring, once again going back to that arm bar, as again positioning that knee right under the arm into the midsection, wrenching back on that left arm and shoulder. You now see Cabrera trying to get back to his feet as he arm drags CJ out to the outside of the ring, and now Summers seems like he could be hurt here. And now Cabrera's following him to the outside of the ring. Referee begins his count. As now Cabrera slamming Summers down on the outside of the mat. You can see him holding his back here. Looks like he might have suffered some kind of injury there. Slow to get up. He's not moving as Cabrera just barely enters the ring to break the referee's count. The referee's got to start his count all over again. As now Cabrera just ramming the lower back of Summers into the mat. That's definitely going to injure the lower back. That could prove to be the difference maker in this match if Cabrera keeps his beating up on the lower back, and now just stomping away on Summers in the middle of the ring. As now he hooks him up. He's got him hooked up on the side. Side slam driving Summers into the mat as Cabrera goes for the cover. Doesn't hook the leg, only gets a count of two as Summers just gets that right shoulder off the mat. Seems like Cabrera's just taking his time here. It's almost like he's stalking his prey, ready to strike at any time here. Now he's pushing back into the corner. You hear that chop ringing across this auditorium. As now he's firing Irish whip into the far corner. Cabrera following him in with a running knee lift into the face. And now he looks like he's holding him up here. He's got the head hook, driving him into the mat. That could be it right there. As he wants to look at the arrogant cover, just sort of barely laying on his opponent, only getting a count of two. Seems like now Cabrera's getting a little frustrated here. It was his arrogance there, as now, seems like he's taking the time to pose. He's taking the time to pose and flex in front of all these fans instead of worrying about his opponent, CJ Summers. CJ firing off with chops. Now he fires Irish whip into the ropes. CJ knocking him down, but both men had the same idea. Double clothesline, knocking each other down to the mat. Both men are down as the referee now begins his count of 10. If neither man get back to their feet, this matchup will be over. The referee is up to a count of 5. Now the referee's up to a count of 7. If both men are at their feet, Joey Cabrera gets to his feet a little earlier. CJ blocks the right hand, tries to hook him up in a suplex. Cabrera blocks it twice. He reverses it into a vertical suplex of his own, driving that lower back into the mat. You could see the anguish on CJ's face there as he's holding his lower back. But again, Cabrera taking his time, administering the punishment to CJ Summers, and just stomping away at that lower back as the referee's trying to warn him to stay off, almost illegally choking him on the rope there. As now you see CJ Summers is slow to get back to his feet. As Cabrera fires him off in the ropes, hoists him up, driving him down into a backbreaker. That could be it right there. Cabrera taking his time, once again, not hooking the leg, taking arrogant cover, and again, only getting a count of 2 as CJ gets that right shoulder off the mat. American Rockstar has got to do something here. He's got to figure out some way to reverse the momentum in this match. Some kind of move that'll give him enough time to regain himself and gain the advantage in this match. But as you see Cabrera just shoving Summers down to the mat, now paying more attention to the fan on the outside of the ring, jawing with the fans there, not even paying attention to his opponent. As now CJ running off the ropes, hitting Cabrera, but Cabrera hooks the head, hot shot maneuver off the top rope, snapping the neck back. CJ's lying motionless in the middle of the ring As now Joey Cabrera slowly re-entering the ring. He goes for the cover. This could be it right here. As you see Cabrera signaling this is the end of the match right here. Now he's slowly getting CJ up to his feet. Look at CJ Summers reverses no small package. And there's a count 3, and the American Rockstar CJ Summers has defeated Joey Cabrera during this non-title match during his international tour. Listen to the fans as they are excited about seeing the American Rockstar victorious again. Fans, we will be right back after this short break.
You've seen the pictures. You've heard the stories. Killer tsunamis in 12 countries. Thousands of children and their families dead. Millions left homeless. But UNICEF is there. The lead children's organization in the world, UNICEF provides life-saving medicine, nutrition, clean water, shelter, and blankets in emergencies. Right now, millions of survivors need our help. Call 1-800-4UNICEF or visit unicefusa.org.
Fans, now we are opening up the vault here as we take a look back at the 2003 ACWA America's Cup Royal Rampage match. As you see, the first 4 competitors are in the ringside area. Now, only 3 men are in the ring. As you see, in the black shirt and black trunks is Don Montoya. In the white trunks with black, that is Brandon Young. And in the t-shirt there, you see Dan McGuire and Philly Madison entering the ring, as now the beating begins as McGuire and Philly Madison are just beating over and working over Brandon Young and Don Montoya. Now remember, fans, the rules of this matchup are simple. 4 men begin the match. Every 2 minutes thereafter, 4 more enter until all 12 have entered the ring. And of course, the only way to eliminate somebody is by throwing them over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor. But nobody can be officially eliminated until all 12 entered the ring. As you see, Philly Madison and Dan McGuire getting thrown over the top rope. Montoya and Brandon Young celebrating there. But they seem to be a little premature in the celebration there, as again, the rules state you can only be officially eliminated after all 12 competitors have entered the match. And you see, look at Montoya, seems like he's a little bit puzzled, maybe a little bit confused there, but the rules are rules. I think he just got a little bit too excited there as he and Brandon Young thought they had eliminated Philly Madison and Dan McGuire. Now Dan McGuire there begging off. Now look at Dan McGuire, he's talking a little trash there, shoving Brandon Young and shoving Don Montoya there. As now Philly Madison, what is he doing on the outside of the ring? He's reading a book. He's put his ring attire back on, and oh, now the ring attire's come off again. Maybe he's ready to actually enter this match. Dan McGuire trying to come off with a double shoulder block there, almost knocking himself clear out of the ring. Brandon Young throwing him on the outside of the ring again. That time he got thrown through the ropes, but it doesn't matter. He can't be eliminated anyway. You could throw him over the top rope 5, 6, 7 times if you wanted to, but Dan McGuire could still re-enter the match. Don Montoya trying to implore the referee that these 2 men need to go back to the locker room. But the referee, again, explaining the rules I've explained to you. Everyone has to be in the match first to be officially eliminated. Now it looks like we got a little conference there on the outside of the ring with Philly Madison and Dan McGuire, perhaps discussing some kind of strategy, some way to re-enter this match and gain the advantage. As you now see, Philly Madison trying to enter the ring on the near side, and on the far side you got Dan McGuire entering the ring. Now both men begging off. Dan McGuire back to the outside of the ring. Philly Madison leaving the ring apron there, back on the outside of the ring, just kind of strutting around the ring with that little arrogant walk there. But ever since he entered the ring and tried that Pearl Harbor job on Don Montoya and got thrown out of the match, he's not re-entering the ring. It seems like maybe he's a little bit afraid here. He's a little bit scared there because Don Montoya is clearly, out of the 4 men that are in the match now, the biggest man here. And you hear the announcement of the next 4 competitors. We have Fred Sampson coming to the ring. Fred Sampson charging into the ring. And we have the announcement of Shane O'Brien now entering the Royal Rampage match. And the young competitor Jay Blaze is now entering into the Royal Rampage match. And the enigmatic superstar Pennywise is now entering the matchup. As now we have 8 competitors. 4 more have yet to enter this matchup before eliminations can be counted officially. As now you see Jay Blaze firing off right hands on the Don Montoya. Dan McGuire with the shoulder blocks into Fred Sampson. As you see Shane O'Brien now working over Pennywise in the corner. Fred Sampson firing off piston-like rights and lefts into the midsection of Dan Maguire, snapping him over. And now Philly Madison finally looks like he's ready to wrestle here. As now Shane O'Brien working over Dan Maguire in the corner. As now, look, if you see in the far corner, Don Montoya trying to eliminate Jay Blaze in the far corner there. Now Pennywise just beating down with rights and lefts over Brandon Young in the far corner on the right. Now you see Jay Blaze firing on the corner right hand to Don Montoya. Shane O'Brien taking Philly Madison down to the mat. Seems like, look at that brutal kick by Shane O'Brien on Dan Maguire, taking him down to the mat. Philly Madison trying to eliminate Shane O'Brien, but through the middle rope, Shane O'Brien can get back into this match. Now look, once again, Philly Madison taking the quick exit, taking the powder, almost going on the outside of the ring there. As you now see Dan Maguire perched on the middle, driving the elbow into the back of the neck of Don Montoya. Now Brandon Young firing off the right hands onto Dan Maguire here. It's a lot of, what was that? Philly Madison just took his book that he had at the ringside area and hit Fred Sampson in the head with it. I mean, now Philly Madison's not even getting back in the ring. As now you see Fred Sampson, he's just fired up now after that cheap shot, taking it out on young Jay Blaze here in the near corner. There's so much action to call, it's hard to keep track of everything here. If you see in the far corner, you got Shane O'Brien firing off with some forearms to the side of the head of Pennywise, as now Jay Blaze reversing it now, but Shane O'Brien holding back Jay Blaze, as Jay Blaze is now getting double chopped by both Fred Sampson and Shane O'Brien. Now Pennywise just comes firing in with rights and lefts onto Fred Sampson, taking him down to a knee. As now you see in the far corner on the left, just like it started out in the beginning of the match, Don Montoya and Brandon Young working over the lighter, faster, dangerous Dan Maguire. Wait a minute. Irish whip into the corner. Avalanche is crushing Dan Maguire, sending him to the mat. As now Fred Sampson trying to fire off on Pennywise. Pennywise just hitting rights and lefts to the top of the head. Seems like Fred Sampson might be out on his feet, but if you look here in the corner, it looks like Brandon Young might be... He can't be eliminated yet. And there's the introduction of Eloy Fiesta as he now makes his way to the ring. And the massive Vic Voorhees making his way to the ringside area. What? Referee Matt and referee Barry? What is that all about? I guess the referees are part of this match too, but what the heck? I mean, everybody wants a chance to win the ACWA America's Cup, so why not? As you see, referee Matt getting dumped on the outside of the ring. And there goes Eloy Fiesta eliminating referee Barry on the other side of the ring. And these eliminations now count as all 12 men have entered the ring. The action is going to be fast and furious here as you see Vic Voorhees using his tremendous size there, taking Jay Blaze down to the mat. Eloy Fiesta straddling Fred Sampson on that top rope. As you see the two big behemoths in the far corner, Don Montoya and Pennywise just pounding away on each other. Now Shane O'Brien trying to take out Vic Voorhees in the near corner here with elbows to the face and the side of the head. But now look, Dan Maguire just backing off there in the corner. Eloy Fiesta, what a chop. You heard that ringing all across the building. Now Philly Madison is on the outside of the ring. Looks like he's finally been eliminated, or no, he's not eliminated yet. Again, he took the powder again. Walking around the ring, he's not been eliminated yet. As you see now, Vic Voorhees in the corner, just taking a boot to the midsection. Eloy Fiesta. Looks like in the far corner, you look at Brandon Young might be eliminated there as Fred Sampson's got him over the top rope. Dan Maguire trying to help out, trying to get him eliminated. And you see Jay Blaze now hooking the leg of Dan Maguire, trying to get him eliminated. Now you see Pennywise and Don Montoya going at it again in the far corner. Vic Voorhees just taking his... As Vic Voorhees now just pounding away on Eloy Fiesta in the near corner. And look, again, Philly Madison taking his time, just about to get hit, and what does he do? He walks away. As now you see got tremendous action here in the near corner as Dan Maguire trying to eliminate, somehow trying to eliminate Jay Blaze here. Now you see Fred Sampson's on the top rope. That's a dangerous position. Crashing down with a double axe handle to the top of the head of Shane O'Brien. Looks like Shane is out on his feet. Shane O'Brien with a boot to the midsection on Fred Sampson, ramming his head into the top turnbuckle, and the beating continues in the far corner. As you see, Vic Voorhees crushing Brandon Young in the far corner there. As now, remember now, these two gentlemen right here, Dan Maguire and Vic Voorhees, are a tag team here. But you got to wonder, are they going to work together to eliminate everybody else? But what happens if it comes down to those two men? They are tag team partners, but this is for the America's Cup. So they might do whatever it takes to win this prize trophy. Now Brandon Young setting up into the far corner, almost like a version of a splash there into the far corner, as Vic Voorhees now not quite out on his feet yet. As you see Fred Sampson knocking Eloy Fiesta out. Shane O'Brien with a low, almost looked like a low blow, kind of a kick to Eloy Fiesta there. And again, the beating just continues in the far corner. You got Don Montoya and Pennywise who've just been pounding on each other throughout this match. Now Fred Sampson just throwing Dan Maguire back into the match. Philly Madison once again on the ring apron. Looks like he's finally going to enter this match. And officially, I think he's going to enter now. Eloy Fiesta firing away. Clotheslining Philly Madison over the top rope. Both he hit the floor. The referee's got to get him out of here. Philly Madison's been eliminated from this Royal Rampage match and has now lost his opportunity at the America's Cup. Trying to get back in the ring, the referees are restraining Madison, telling him he's got to return to the locker room. Now look at Eloy Fiesta trying to eliminate Jay Blaze in the far corner there. Don Montoya just firing away. Now you got both big men working over the smaller opponents there, but Shane O'Brien with a bit of a low blow there, regaining the advantage on Don Montoya. And Vic Voorhees trying to pound away on Pennywise. Pennywise blocking the right hand. Pennywise shoving Voorhees into the corner, firing off her right hands into the midsection, and shoulder blocks, trying to drive the air out of the big man. Dan Maguire with a single leg trip, driving Brandon Young's head into that middle turnbuckle. Now Dan Maguire's, he's on the outside of the ring. He needs to get back into the ring. He's choking out Brandon Young on the mat. You see Don Montoya looks like he's a little bit worse for wear. He seems to be, I don't know if he's the biggest competitor or not, but he just eliminated Shane O'Brien. Now Shane O'Brien has been eliminated from this Royal Rampage match, and he must return to the locker room here. See Dan Maguire laughing at him. He had nothing to do with that elimination. I don't know what he's laughing about. Don Montoya now trying to work. You thought these two were almost like partners in the beginning there, but working over Brandon Young. Eloy Fiesta dropping the elbow down. As you see in the far end of the ring, Vic Voorhees choking out Pennywise with a boot across the throat. Dan Maguire laying almost out flat in the middle of the ring there. Wait a minute, it looks like Pennywise has been eliminated here. The referees are telling him he must return to the locker room. Vic Voorhees now is the two biggest behemoths in this match are now working over each other. As Vic Voorhees just pounding away with a knee to the midsection. That's an awful lot of beef in the ring right there. It looks like Fred Sampson's kind of buying his time a little bit. He's a little bit worse for wear now, but he fires off with the right hand and the right knee to the midsection of Eloy Fiesta. Threw him through the middle ropes. Eloy Fiesta is not eliminated. He did not go over the top rope. You must go over the top, not through the ropes. Dan Maguire now, look at him. He's just hooking the bottom rope. He's taking a safe way out here. As Eloy Fiesta finally re-enters the ring. Vic Voorhees landing a big haymaker there, but Eloy fighting back with rights to the midsection. Vic Voorhees with a boot to the midsection, throwing Eloy Fiesta over the top rope. Now Eloy Fiesta has officially been eliminated from the Royal Rampage match. Now you see Dan Maguire with a boot to the midsection, and it followed in by an avalanche by his tag team partner, Vic Voorhees. Now Brandon Young taking advantage on Dan Maguire as we are down to 5 men here. Voorhees working over Fred Sampson. Brandon Young showing that he's going to eliminate Dan Maguire, throwing him over the top rope. But as you can see, Dan Maguire hanging on there, has not been eliminated. That could be a mistake by Brandon Young as he kicked him in the chest, actually taking him back in the ring when he had his opportunity to eliminate him from this match. You got to wonder the endurance factor on both Voorhees and Montoya being the biggest men here, how much they can last. But with the lesser amount of men in the ring, it might take more to eliminate the both of them out of this match. As now Montoya firing off to the midsection on Fred Sampson. Right hand to the head, as now you see Maguire and Brandon Young taking the frustrations out on each other. But again, I mentioned that Voorhees and Maguire are a tag team, so they need to, maybe their strategy is to work together to eliminate Brandon Young. As you see, Montoya's got firm control over Fred Sampson on the far side of the ring. Looks like Dan Maguire's taking his time. You're going to let his bigger tag team partner take care of business here. But Montoya firing off with a forearm into the back, slowing down that attack. He fires Vic Voorhees into the corner. Looks like he's setting him up maybe for his own avalanche here. I don't know what he's doing here. He's picking Fred Sampson up off his feet. Irish whip into the far corner. Fred Sampson fired in, but Vic Voorhees catches him and actually throws him over the top rope, eliminating Fred Sampson out of the Royal Rampage. And we are now down to the final 4 men in this contest. as Vic Voorhees and Dom Montoya were working each other. That's a mismatch right there as Dangerous Dan Maguire. Look at that. Vic Voorhees just tossing Brandon Young out of the ring. That leaves these two tag team partners here to maybe team up and take out Dom Montoya. But again, that raises the question. If they eliminate Dom Montoya, what's going to happen between the two of them? How are they going to decide who wins this match? And are they really going to fight each other? But as you can see, their clear strategy here is to work over the big, massive Dom Montoya, wear him down enough so they can throw him over the top rope. The brutal right hand right there on Dom Montoya. You see these two men are celebrating. It's almost like they think they've won the match. But, you know, it's not a tag team cup. This is a cup that goes to one person. And then Dan Maguire jawing to the fans at the ringside, you know, trying to prove himself. Looks like Vic Voorhees telling him that this is it. You know, he's got to be ready to eliminate him here. Dan Maguire telling him to hold on. Oh, look at that's insult to injury right there. Just smacking him around like he's nothing, kicking a man while he's down. Voorhees just driving him down with a forearm to the back. Looks like Dan Maguire's ready to driving the knee into the midsection, almost into that rib cage area. That could be the focus there. Maybe that is the weakness of the big man there. It could be the breadbasket area, the stomach or the ribs on Dom Montoya. As now Voorhees is holding him back. Looks like he's setting him up for something. Maguire running off the ropes. He told him to hold him. Kicks him into the midsection. And he's off the ropes. Montoya out of the way. Dan Maguire hits his own partner, stunning Voorhees. While he's stunned, Montoya eliminates Vic Voorhees over the top rope, now leaving himself and he's smaller Dan Maguire in the ring. So now we know there will be no tag team, mischief here trying to eliminate the other man. What is he doing? He's hoisting Dan Maguire in the air, throws him over the top rope on the Vic Voorhees. That's it, folks. Dom Montoya is the last man standing in the Royal Rampage match, and he is the winner of the 2003 ACWA America's Cup. As you hear, the fans are cheering him on. Congratulate this big man after a hard-fought victory over 11 other stars in that ring. And there's the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Dom Montoya. That's it for this week's episode of ACWA Danger Zone TV. Don't forget to check us out next week for more hot wrestling action. Check us out on the web at acwawrestling.com. Send any comments or questions to acwa-nj@juno.com. We'll see you next week. Good night, everyone.